Gun control is once again in the headlines. Kansas City Chiefs linebacker Belcher kills his girlfriend, then himself. It's a horrible event. Now, the liberal media going after guns. Okay. Here's Bob Costas on NBC quoting a column written by Jason Whitlock, another sports writer.
Handguns do not enhance our safety. They exacerbate our flaws, tempt us to escalate arguments, and bait us into embracing confrontation rather than avoiding it. But here, wrote Jason Whitlock, is what I believe. If Javon Belcher didn't possess a gun, he and Cassandra Perkins would both be alive today.
All right, well, the judge is still with us. I'll promo his book a little bit later on, but let's get straight to this gun control issue. The man says, no gun, no crime, no death. And you say what?
Well, if you look at statistics, where there are more guns, there's less crime. I mean, it's just unassailably accurate. Where the police can't or won't get there in time to protect you. Think about what police do. Their job is to investigate crimes, to get there afterwards. You can't expect them. They're not guarantors of our safety. People use guns to protect themselves. That's the practical argument. The constitutional argument is the Supreme Court has ruled definitively and twice within the past 6 years that the right to keep and bear arms is a personal right that the government cannot interfere with. Bob Costas, for all of his knowledge of sports, and the sports writer whom he's quoting, a gentleman that I don't know, have no basis to say that these people would still be alive if the person that pulled the trigger was not able to get a gun. I mean, we all use steak knives to help us enjoy our meals, but they can also be dangerous weapons. Is the government going to ban them? They're far more easily attainable than guns.
I was intrigued by the whole story because, A, the event was simply awful and horrible.
Yes.
And rightly hit the headlines. Got that, okay. But also, we've been reporting all year on a stunning rise in gun sales in America, including on Black Friday, that one day, 154,000 applications to buy a gun. Background checks.
The president has dropped hints that he's going to change his position on the right to keep and bear arms in the second administration, and that he may very well attempt to do things outside of the Congress to make it difficult for people to protect themselves, like having the EPA regulate bullets, because bullets have lead in them, and lead is a substance that Congress has authorized the EPA to regulate.
But this kind of event, awful as it is, enhances the argument that if you did control handguns, you would have less awful events of this type. I mean, it is an argument in the favor of those who favor gun control.
Look, Costas is handsome, articulate, and attractive, and makes the argument at a time when people are agreeing with you. This is a horrible event, and I wish we could have stopped it. But no one knows that taking the gun away from him would have stopped it. If his determination was to kill the mother of his child, he would have used whatever means were available to do that. It sounds as though he was severely mentally disturbed.
I think what's even more problematic at this very moment is that Bob Costas used this tragic incident as an opportunity for himself to put a message out.
You know, that's another great issue, Sandra. This is a network, the name of which we're not even supposed to mention on air. but they used a premier primetime slot with millions and millions, tens of millions of eyes to promote for gun control. They're not supposed to use their corporate assets for that purpose.
But it was during halftime of a contentious game involving the Kansas City Chiefs where the shooting had occurred. I'm sorry, I tell a lie. I'm sorry, it was not a Kansas City Chiefs game. It was just halftime in a major football game.
Right.
You know what? I'm not presumptuous enough to analyze a football game, so maybe Bob Costas and other sports writers can leave the punditry to the pundits.
Okay, stick to sports. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I'm with you on that one.